This is Grant Likup, and I will be reviewing Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close by Jonathan Safran Foer. The book's narrator is a 9-year-old boy named Oscar Schell, who was diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome. In the story, Oscar discovers a key in a vase that belonged to his dead father that inspires him to search all around New York for information about the key. Jonathan Safran Foer is an American author best known for his novels Everything is Illuminated and Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close. Jonathan Foer won numerous awards. Some of these proud winning awards are Zoetrope All-Star Fiction Prize Award and New York Public Library's Young Lions Fiction Award. He was included in Grata's Best of Young American Novelists. He lives in Brooklyn, New York with his wife Nicholas Cross and 2 children. On the morning of September 11, Oscar Schell went home from school to hear that his father died and trapped in one of the towers. Soon after the worst day, Oscar found a key in a blue vase in his dad's closet. He thought that his dad left him something to find. Oscar sets out to solve the mystery of the key by visiting every block listed in the New York phone book. He was also traveling with Thomas Schell Sr., who accompanied Oscar in his travel. Thomas Sr. lost capacity to speak since he was overcome with grief at Anna's death, which he loved dearly. Oscar finally tracks down the owner of the key. Though the owner explains how it ended up in his dad's closet, it is unknown what it is in the box. Oscar and his grandfather exhume his father's empty coffin and place the hundred of unread letters that Thomas Sr. wrote to his son. Oscar returns home and reaches a kind of reconciliation with his mom, who was actually keeping a close eye in Oscar's journey. The conflict was that the father of Oscar died and is faced with overwhelming grief. This conflict is man versus self since Oscar struggles with his thoughts and ideas about his grief in his father's death. Oscar's father died in the World Trade Center on September 11. Soon after that day, Oscar found a key that might unlock a mystery left by his father. Fortunately, Oscar's conflict was resolved with his journey. In this journey, his loneliness and grief was altered with curiosity and happiness. He overcame his Asperger's disease and feared about the world. The conflict is important since it starts the action, builds up suspense, makes us interested, and it gives a story. What if Oscar's father did not die? Then the whole book will be altered into a happy book rather than an emotional one. Oscar will not have his journey and story. So many people enter and leave your life. Hundreds of thousands of people. You have to keep the door open so they can come in. But it also means you have to let them go. This text tells us that when we love people, like Oscar's love for his father, this love, however, has an end to it, since people die and leave us filled with grief. It is extremely hard to let someone go when you love him or her so much. With the death of Oscar's father, Oscar, who is diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome and have emotional trauma, struggled with grief. The theme is death. When analyzing the story, the theme is important since it will share and let you understand to one's views and attitudes towards the story. The theme sets apart from all the other elements since it opens up to new ways of thinking by having it in relation to the main character's attitude and theme. This book is filled with death because Oscar Schell is obsessed with it since his dad perishes in the collapse of the World Trade Center. Oscar asks mom to bury him in the mausoleum rather than in the ground and refuses her argument that he has a long time to live, saying dad has not expected to die that day. The whole theme was about the whole outcome of Oscar's father's death and how he was affected with emotional trauma. Oscar accepts that death is inevitable for every living creature. Jonathan Foer's Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close will tell a story that will overcome you with emotions. This book represents the best type of sentimentalism since it works more on the heart than it does on the brain. If you're the emotional type of person and loves sentimental books, this will absolutely cry your eyes out. Because of this exquisite way of writing and delivering of emotion through words, I will give it a 9 out of 10. Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close deserves to have a place in your bookshelf for the simple reason that it is extremely emotional and incredibly amazing.